The honourable member for Nanaimo Ladysmith.
Madam Speaker. Because coastal communities in BC were very concerned about the effects of bitumen once it hits the oceans and marine environment, when I was elected Islands Trust Council Chair, starting in 2011, I started writing letters to then Prime Minister Harper saying, what's the science? How are you going to respond? Have you studied what happens when this heavy bitumen hits the marine environment? Is it going to stay suspended long enough for skimmers and oil spill response teams to be able to act? No answer from the Conservatives. Then Prime Minister Harper eroded the National Energy Board process so much that by the time that the Kinder Morgan pipeline was reviewed, there was no public testimony, no cross-examination of evidence allowed. And when the Royal Society of Canada and others wanted to bring evidence on bitumen in the marine environment, it was blocked based on the fact that it would be prejudicial to Kinder Morgan. And then the Prime Minister, new Liberal Prime Minister, embraced both the failure to regulate bitumen but also the flawed National Energy Board review. So now the way I see it, Premier Horgan is filling that gap by saying he's going to regulate and study what happens in the marine environment. To my Conservative friend, do you feel any regret for having undermined science and the regulatory process so much that we are here today?
I just want to remind the member she's to address the question to the chair, to the speaker, and not to the individual members. The honourable member for Haliburton, Kawartha Lakes, Brock.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and I disagree with what my friend said. I find it quite interesting that we can do years and years of consultations, millions and millions of dollars, speak to tens of thousands of people on this issue, whether it be scientists, whether it be Indigenous communities, you name it. Experts in the industry, and it's still not enough. We were told also, Speaker, that the introduction of a carbon tax would give a social license for such things as a pipeline. We have yet to see one built. The Northern Gateway cancelled because of increased regulations and red tape, including the tanker ban. And this was all supposed to be, you give us the carbon tax, we'll get these pipelines built. This has not happened. That is a scam. It is just a tax increase on everyone, increasing the price of the cost of living for everyone, making life unaffordable, and yet we still have no pipeline. So I guess my question back to the honourable member is, what would be enough? What would it take to allow this pipeline to move forward? And increasing regulations and red tape, delaying the project is not an answer.